Welcome to part 1 of this video of ordering improper fractions. Question number 1 asks, what is an improper fraction? An improper fraction is a fraction that looks odd. The numerator is larger than the denominator. This shows that the fraction is larger than 1 and needs to be reduced to a mixed number. See you in part 2 of this video. Welcome to part 2 of this video about ordering improper fractions. Let's look at question number 2. How do you convert an improper fraction to a mixed number? Use 10 over 9 to explain. Just by looking at 10 over 9, we can tell that 10 is 1 more than 9, correct? So, normally this would be much harder to figure out, but I'm going to explain it for, let's say, harder questions. Alright, so let's look at 10 over 9. Normally we would ask ourselves, or, later on, is 10 divided by 9 equals what without the decimal form of it? 10 divided by 9 is 1, so we have our 9 times 1. And so then we would subtract. Now, of course, we know already that there's already one whole within, which would be 9 over 9, within 10 over 9. So we can already say, okay, there's one whole already for our mixed number. Now, we're going to talk about the fractional portion. So now we have our 10 minus our 9 times whatever, and remember we chose 9 because that's our denominator of our improper fraction. So 9 times 1 equals 9, so we would write our 9 underneath the ones place of our 10, we would get 1. So then I would write this 1 as my numerator for my answer, and 9 as my denominator. So as you can see, 10 over 9 is equivalent to 1 and 1/9. Thank you.
Hello and welcome back to part 3 of this video of ordering improper fractions. Order the following hashtags, also known as numbers. So what we did last time was 10 over 9, which also equaled 1 and 1/9. So what we did was we multiplied to see what number would get closest. 2 times what is closest to 14? That would be 7. What times 8 is closest to 16? 2. Now, 3 over 7 and 5 over 11 are a little bit trickier because you can't really just get a straight up number like that, like a whole. You have to do the same as 10 over 9. So 3 times what gets closest to 7 without going over? 2. And then there's 1 left over, and I still have the 3
As your denominator.
Now 11 over 5 is sort of the same. 5 times 2 equals 10, has 1 left, and it still has 5 as your denominator.
Now, if I talk to you guys about the ordering part of it, it's actually quite simple. The first thing you just have to do is look at your whole numbers first. So you have 2, 2, 2, 1, and 7. Okay? So now we say, okay, so we have 1 and 1/9. That has the lowest whole number. So that will be the first thing as we order it, if we're going from least to greatest. Obviously, if it was greatest to least, it would be going backwards. So now we're going to have to look at our whole numbers that have a 2, which is 1 more than 1. So we have a just 2, a 2 and 1/3, and a 2 and 1/5. Maybe 2 now. So now a lot of you get confused, as was explained in our first video, on is 1/5 larger than 1/3? Well, just because 5 is larger than 3, which is the denominators we're talking about, doesn't mean that 1/5 is larger than 1/3. So, if you do want a visual picture, if I come over here in this corner, I can just do a pretty simple number line. It doesn't have to be perfect right at this point, but that's about how you imagine it, or could imagine it. So now, I know that I can put 2 and 1/5 next, as we order it from least to greatest, then 2 and 1/3, and then finally 7 wholes.